I want you to picture this. Imagine being in the car right now with one foot on the accelerator and one foot on the brake. This is what it's like when you are self-sabotaging yourself. You're trying to move forwards, but you find yourself literally stopping you from doing exactly that. Because let me ask you, have you ever experienced times in your life where you're procrastinating towards taking massive action towards your dreams, or maybe lacking clarity all of a sudden, doubting your own greatness? If so, I want you to pay close attention, because at the core of all of those symptoms is self-sabotage in terms of why it's happening. And so before I share with you in terms of how can we stop self-sabotaging ourselves, let me explain in terms of why do we self-sabotage ourselves in the first place. Now, it's important you understand that our brain has got a primary function. But let me ask you this question. Do you think our brain is designed to make us successful? Definitely not. How about happy? Nope. What is it designed to help us to do? It's designed specifically, if you really think about it, to help us to survive. That is it. And so if you really think about why you fear change, why you fear taking massive action, or why you may sometimes not be making bold moves, it's because of the fact that your brain has been programmed for an era that no longer exists. Right? Back in the days, it was very much survival, right? The tiger around the corner could eat you, whatever it may be. So we had to be very careful in terms of the steps we're taking. But times have changed, right? And that's why you'll find if you aren't careful, your brain will use you and you're not using your brain. And so it's important to understand when we are trying to reach these big dreams and goals in the year we're living in right now, that your brain will always do its absolute best to bring you back to where you've always been. And this is also same in terms of your wealth, especially for those of you high achievers tuning in. You'll often find if you're currently earning 4 figures per month and you're trying to move to 5 figures per month, you often find as soon as you try to make those steps or take those steps forwards, you'll often find that something within you begins to say to yourself, oh, I'm not worthy of that. Or maybe you are finally able to make 5 figures per month, making tens of thousands of dollars per month, but all of a sudden you start spending it all and you're back to where you've always been. Can you relate? That's self-sabotage, and it's always trying to bring you back to where you are, your norm, right? What your psychology is used to. Hence why I experienced this when I was starting my life reinvention journey 12 years ago. At the time, I was working as a toilet cleaner, trying to get out of this mess I got myself into, and I was trying to start this business. And although this business, which was in the clubbing, music, event sector, began to take off, I found myself all of a sudden, because I was earning all this income, just all of a sudden, I found myself just like in one night spending all of the profit we'd made. And I realized it happened every single event, just moving forwards. And eventually the business went bust because I just didn't manage my money properly and just didn't manage myself properly. And that's self-sabotage like at play there. And so how do we really stop self-sabotaging ourselves? Well, I'm going to share with you right now 3 things that you can consider. Okay, because for me, I still do this to this day, because if you are trying to stretch yourself towards your biggest dreams, you have to keep on reinventing yourself. You have to keep on stretching yourself. And with that, you'll face the side effects, which is self-sabotage symptoms, okay? So the first thing I really recommend for you is to reflect on your daily behavioral traits. And that's incredibly important. Every single day, you want to see in terms of what is this body, what are you currently doing every single day? What are your behavioral traits? Where are you currently slowing down? Because what you're trying to do is to spot a pattern, okay? Because your brain is designed to avoid pain and seek pleasure, but is twice as more motivated to avoid pain than it is to seek pleasure. And right now, it's attached a lot of pain to actually taking action. And so the moment you start spotting these signals every single day where you are literally slowing down towards what you truly desire, the moment your subconscious mind begins to see that as a pattern and it sees it just like on paper, it will begin to attach a lot of pain to actually self-sabotaging itself, and it's more likely to stop actually slowing down. But it's important that you just get into a habit in general of reflecting upon yourself. Every evening, I always recommend to every single one of my students to always reflect upon what went well, what didn't go so well, what could you have done better. 3 simple questions, but this will help you. If you turn this into a habit, to stop sabotaging yourself, because you'll begin to notice patterns and eventually you're going to be like, enough is enough. Let me stop slowing down because life is too precious after all. Isn't that true, by the way? So that's the first way. The second way is, which is quite hard, but it's important. Stop running away from your fears. Let me say that to you again, and I'm speaking to you because I want you to really hear me out here. Most people in life, they will forever and forever and forever spend rest of their life, precious life, running away from their obstacles. If you want to end self-sabotage, you want to stop running away from the things you fear. Most people in life, they're trying to hide all of their problems under the carpet, wishing that it never arises all of a sudden. And I want you to realize that if you are currently hiding stuff or running away from your fears, one day it will catch up with you, and that day may be a little bit too late. And so it's important that you stop getting to this habit of just putting everything under the imaginary carpet, wishing things disappear. Because whatever you can't handle in your life will consistently and constantly follow you all throughout your life. And you don't need me to tell you that. Look back at your past. Look how some of the fears that you've got right now is the fears you used to have when you was a teenager, or maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You have to confront it, because otherwise this same fear is going to be the thing that constantly trips you up. For me, for example, I used to fear just what people used to think of me. That was the thing that was really stopping me from taking bold action towards growing my business, impacting people. So I never used to speak on camera. I never used to dare speak on a stage. I used to be terrified of being a public speaker. But I knew when a mentor of mine shared with me this concept of stop running away from my fear, I knew I had to tackle it head on. And that leads on to the third step, because this allows you to tackle it head on. If you want to stop self-sabotaging yourself, you have to snap your elastic band. What do I mean by this? I want you to realize our comfort zone is pretty much like an elastic band. Because let me ask you, when you're pulling on this elastic band, okay, and you let go, what ends up happening? It snaps back to normal, right? What if you keep on pulling on this elastic band? What if you keep on pulling it every single day? You keep on confronting your fears every single day. You keep on doing the things that you don't want to do, but you know deep inside your heart wants to do. What ends up happening? It snaps. That's called a breakthrough. And when that happens, you've broken through. All of a sudden, you believe deep inside. For example, if you've been struggling with making more income in your life, all of a sudden you get to from 4-figure per month to all of a sudden 5-figure per month. You've broken through, and all of a sudden you believe deep inside you also deserve it. Why? Because you keep on taking the consistent action required for you to keep on breaking through. And so it's important you just become aware of self-sabotage symptoms at play, and just realize and just tell your brain it's okay, right? It's not gonna die of some tiger trying to attack you right now, because that's what it really thinks. That's why you've got the over-anxious bodyguard in your mind, always just chatting away with negative thoughts. It's important you take control of your mind. You don't allow your mind to run you. You got to run your mind. Otherwise, you will forever be a slave of your mind that's been programmed for negativity, survival, right? So today, snap your elastic band. How? By taking daily consistent actions, no matter how small, towards the things that gets you a step closer towards your dreams. And yes, that will involve you getting out of your comfort zone. And that's essentially how I became an international speaker. I just kept on doing it every single day, speaking on camera, every single day, just like literally reaching out to speaking organizers, trying to get myself booked in for different stages. And eventually, like my identity, it just shifted, whereby I really deep inside, I knew that I am a speaker, right? Because I kept on taking the actions required. You know, most people, they say, I will see it, then I believe it. But in reality, it's the other way around. If you believe it, you will see it. You got to believe that you will, and believe in your actions by taking action every single day. And that is the only way you can really eradicate the self-sabotaging symptoms that you are experiencing in your life. I hope you are going to take action today. If right now you can resonate with what we've been talking about today, let me know in the comments box below. Which thing resonated with you? And also let me know if you like the format of today's video, decided to make it a little bit more less music in the background and so forth. if you prefer it kind of like this, let me know in the comments box below. I really appreciate your feedback. And also, most importantly, let me know what you're going to take action on today. Yes? Okay. Click that like button if you like this video. And as always, follow your heart and take action and go live the life you're truly born to live. Whatever it takes. Let's do this.